Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at the modern website design and how you add images to the gallery there. So right now we're logged in here to the back end of the modern website, and it's best to log in with your editor privileges rather than your admin account because it keeps the back end a lot simpler to work with. Okay, so on the left hand side here you'll see a menu and you'll see an item called Headway, so you need to click on that. And then if you're using your editor privilege, there'll only be one option that opens up here, and that's the photo gallery, and this is where you enter the content that goes directly into those gallery sections or portfolio sections of your modern website. So couple of guidance things here before we actually start this. So first of all, it's important to prepare your images. Sometimes artists will just upload a very large image that's way too big and will make the website very sluggish and take it a long time to load and won't necessarily display the image in its best possible light as well. So just a couple of tips for you. First of all, you want to keep the sizing. With the modern website, the optimal size is to have the width of the image at 500 pixels and then the length of it, or the depth, at whatever size works out with that. So focus on getting the width of the image at 500 pixels. And then the second thing that you need to pay attention to is ideally you want to use an image editing application like Photoshop or Adobe ImageReady to actually save your images in a web compatible format. And the reason for doing that is it maintains the highest quality while getting the size of the file down as small as possible so that your website will load really quickly. So if you're using Photoshop or Adobe ImageReady, I highly recommend that you use the Save for Web application within those programs, and you'd want to use save as a JPEG with approximately 70% quality, and that will give you a really nice looking image that has a nice size that will be very fast to load. If you're using another image editing application, most of them have a similar save for web type application, so best to use that if you can. Okay, so let's look here in this photo gallery leaf. If you click here on the drop-down menu, you'll see P1, P2, P3. In your website, you'll see the actual names of the sub-gallery sections, and there may be 3 or 4 of them, depending whether you have 3 or 4 sub-gallery sections there. So also at the bottom here, you'll see Add a New Gallery. Don't do that because of the nature of the design of these websites. These are basically fully custom designs that we build on these WordPress backends. So if you want to actually add a new gallery or sub-gallery section, you need to check with us to help you with that. But let's assume that you're just adding or deleting an image here. So in this case, let's go to our P1 gallery. So we'll choose P1 there and we'll click Switch to Gallery. And there you'll see these 2 thumbnails at the top. Those are the images that are already in this gallery. And if you want to delete one of them, all you simply do is click on the delete, and that will delete the image completely from your sub-gallery or sub-portfolio. If you want to add an image, that's also very simple. So click the Browse button here. And then you're going to choose the file that is on your Mac or PC that you want to upload there. So in my case, mine is in this folder, Daniel, BAW Espresso, and I'm going to load this image, which is a beautiful sculpture from Kristen Horde. And also we're going to add a title, so I'm going to call it Beautiful Artwork Title. And you can also add a photo caption, which is like the description. So let's say metal sculpture I mean, 2010 created in Hawaii. And you would enter whatever is applicable. Just a couple of guidelines here. I found that this photo caption field doesn't display unusual characters well. In particular, the inch symbol and the feet symbol, so those little abbreviations, don't display well here. So if you want to add in like inches or feet, use a different abbreviation like IN dot or FT dot or something like that. And just in general, avoid unusual characters in the photo title and photo caption. Try and use just English and regular punctuation marks as much as possible, and that will avoid some potential problems for you. So then we'll click the add photo, and there you'll see that we have added this thumbnail to the P1 gallery. And then if we actually look at our site on the P1 gallery, I'll reload that, and voila, there we see a new thumbnail has appeared. And if we click on it, you'll see that beautiful Kristen Horde image, and you'll see the title and the description that I entered in there. So that is how you add and delete images in your Espresso Modern website. Very simple, great looking gallery. Enjoy!